Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Well, it's time to drag this thing into the shop and do some much needed and overdue maintenance and work. For those of you that have been with the channel a long time, you all know what this is. And for those of you that are new to the channel, this is what's affectionately known as the pump jack trailer. So let's do a quick walk around, get refamiliarized with it, and then we'll go from there. So the base of this thing is a 1927 International Harvester 1.5 ton or 2 ton truck. I can't remember which. And my old pal Jim fished that out of a pasture that belonged to now long deceased mutual friend, and drug it home, cut the front end off and built the tongue, and then pulled the axles out of the differential, cut them off, and pulled the guts out of the differential, so it just acts like a regular trailer now. And then he built the platform and got a couple old International Harvester LB engines, started scrounging up old tools and stuff and put them on here, and built this wonderful, wonderful display trailer that we have a lot of fun with taking to shows. This ancient Curtis air compressor is over 100 years old. I did an entire video series on rebuilding that thing because it was froze and stuck. That's why the buckets on it keep water out of it. And then, of course, the infamous pig. I did another entire video series on that thing. And yeah, so if you're interested, you can go into the playlist. You can look for the playlist for the pig and the Curtis air compressor. It's all there. The primary purpose for dragging this into the shop, number one, I got Helldorado Days coming up here in a couple of weeks. This is October 3rd, 2024. And in January of this year, I took this to Welton, Arizona for a big show there with Southwest Forgotten Iron. Went to start this thing up, and rocker arm busted right in half. And so I could only run half of this. The pump jack just sat stationary while the front of the engine ran. So we're going to take this LB. Well, first we're going to take this LB off and set it aside. Take this LB, move it over here. And then I've got a larger 3 to 5 LB I am going to mount here to run all of these goodies up front. Then I've got to remount the air compressor. It's just lag bolted to that deck, and it's shifted and moved. And I'm having a hard time keeping the belt aligned because of that, so we're gonna make a mounting plate for underneath so I can bolt it solid with some nuts and lock washers and all that. So without further ado, let me get this hitched up to the truck, and we'll get it backed into the shop and get to work. Disconnect the fuel line here. And tuck it under there for now. The motor mount for this thing is an old leaf spring. By the way, I didn't mention in the earlier clip, I bought this whole outfit from my buddy Jim. Oh gosh, it's been 3 or 4 years ago now. Jim ran into he fell and broke a femur, and then his wife passed away. Jim just had a run of very, what do I want to say? Life happened. And and he was at a low point and was getting rid of stuff and offered this to me, so I bought it from him. But I will say, at 89 years old, Jim has had a miraculous recovery from what life hit him with. And he's healthy again. He's having trouble with mobility because his broken femur never healed right. But he's doing really well. He built his rat rod truck since all that happened. And now he's building another trailer similar to this with an old Ajax oil field engine on it. And yeah, if I make it to 89, I hope I'm as spry as he is. It's early October, and we're still hitting 90 degrees during the day. Oh, we got cool fall temperatures by now. There you go. All right, I just lubed up the fasteners and the keyway on this pulley. I have to pull this off. It's got to go on the other, the red LB, this guy. I got to pull that big honking pulley off. I'm not going to film me lifting this one off. You just watch me do that with the gray one. It's the exact same deal. So I will bring you back when I got the pulley swapped and I'm hoisting this one into place over here. Well, like a doofus, I broke that pulley. I was having a dickens of a time. The holes to press this off, you take those screws and you put them in those two holes and you crank them down and press that pulley off of there. But that's 1/4-20. And I kept snapping 1/4-20 bolts off. I finally found some, I think those are grade 5s, might be grade 8s, in the hoard, and was able to use that to push that off of there with. But I got frustrated and I grabbed a puller, which was a mistake, and I busted that. Then I found the grade 8 bolts afterwards, go figure. But I think I'm just going to go online and order a new pulley. Sometimes you just can't win. I got a bearing in there that's shot. I was going to go try and pull this key out and pull this pulley off, and I grabbed it, and that is just, you probably can't see it very well, but that, I've just got slop all over the place with that. So, crap. So I've got broken rocker arm on one engine, plus a busted pulley, and now I've got a bad bearing on the other engine. However, I scored some parts. Well, apparently broken rocker arms was a thing with International Harvester back in the day. Whoever did this repair, Gorilla Glob's better than I do. And just my luck, both of them are bad. I don't trust these, not that they would break again, but if those weren't put right back exactly the way they were for alignment purposes, I don't think they're going to work the valves correctly. Now what am I going to do? Okay, this is my plan to expedite things since I've got a show staring me in the face, actually 2 back-to-back shows. I'm going to go to Surplus Center, order the pulley that I broke. I am going to, since this has got a bad bearing on the pulley shaft, I don't know when I can get one, if I can get one. I'm going to pull the rocker assembly off of this engine and put it on this engine. And while I've got all of that apart, got the valve cover off and the valve train out, I'm going to fix the oil leak where the oil delivery tube screws into the head. It's leaking there. Hopefully it's not cracked. And then I will put this engine back to driving the pump jack, and then I'll go ahead and take this larger 3 to 5 and replace the smaller red engine with it, because it's going to drive all the stuff up front. That is the plan. Oh, and if I got time, which I don't think I will, but I got to mount that so this whole contraption will have everything, including the kitchen sink. Well, when it comes to old iron, nothing is ever easy and it never goes right the first time. But hey, I mean, that's old iron. This is just what you got to expect when you get into all this stuff that's darn near 100 years old. There's bound to be something wrong. And you're going to have a doofus moment along the way and wreck something yourself. And that's just the way it goes. So we're just going to roll with it. I'm going to, on the next video, because this one's getting long, I will go ahead, do the rocker arm swap, get the gray engine back up in its original spot, and get a new pulley on it, and so the pump jack will be ready. Then I will pull the smaller, or the red engine off and just set it aside, and get that larger 3 to 5 on there, because that's all rebuilt. And well, let's just hope it works. And I'll get that on there, get everything hooked up to it, and then see if everything fires off and runs, and we'll go from there. Welcome, new subscribers. Glad you're here. Hope you're enjoying the content, and feel free to banter in the comments with all the existing subscribers. We've got quite a little community there. Existing subscribers, as always, thanks for being here. So with that, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video and see if I can recover from all these small disasters. Bye for now, everybody.